Welcome back to a very cold video. We've got a real nasty cold snap here, so apologies. A little job in for us now. This is a 1984 Mercedes 500 SEL, which is quite a rare car over here, and it's bloody huge. The SEL is essentially the long wheelbase limousine version. So it's 1984. And it was £32,000 back in 1984, which is about 105,000 in today's money. It was a big, expensive car. It's a one previous keeper. It's now into its second owner. It was in regular use up until the early 2000s, where it went into storage. And it came out and went through an auction early part of last year, I think it was, or later part of last year. It's a really nice car. Really nice, genuine car. It's had the sides painted and it's quite a nice finish on there. The reason it's here with us today is, so it's a relatively small job for us, but we've got corrosion coming through, which is really common on these. Corrosion along the bottom of the rear screen aperture here. So what we need to do is get all the trim out the back, get the glass out and see what's going on there. Now someone's obviously had a go, because there's grey primer here, and up the back, I'll overlay some B-roll footage. It's solid underneath there, but all the paint's flaking away and crisping, so we need to get in and get that dealt with straight away before it goes into something more. So we're basically going to lose it down through this shut here, and just carry out the metal repair and paint in down through there. So quite a basic small job for us and for the video, but it's something for the channel rather, but it's something a little bit different. A few tweaks along the way. We've got a piece of trim that we need to paint on this side, and the bumper, you probably won't be able to see through there, but the bumper's taken a bit of a hit here and it just pushed the bumper iron in. So the owners managed to source a very hard to come by rear bumper mount. We'll get the bumper off, see what needs to be done there, get that remedied, and we'll walk you through this, just getting out a rear rubber, because hopefully this will come out in one piece. We don't want to be cutting the rubber. So we'll probably get some GoPro footage now, getting the interior out, and then we'll come back and show you how we get the rubbers out. All the trims out, nice and easy. They did come out well. It is a nice and soft, supple rubber. Now from this point, we'd normally approach it one of two ways, mostly this way. From inside, what we would look to do is, if you imagine this is the inside, come into the rubber and just tuck the rubber past the windscreen aperture frame. So just slowly walk the rubber this side of the body. We'd start probably in the corner and work our way around each side and around that side as well, and then just pop the screen out with the rubber. So we're taking the rubber from the body. In this instance though, it's quite a deep return flange on the body. But what we have got, if you come in a bit closer, Bo, is the outside lip here is really soft and supple. You can see how much movement we've got here, nice and soft. I can peel that back and there's the glass edge there. But removing the glass from the rubber can put quite a bit of pressure on the glass. And in this case, as is the case with most of these Mercs, the glass has been bonded to the rubber, which is what this grey powdery stuff here is. But working inside, and Luke's already got a head start on me, what we do, which I'll show you from, I could probably show you from here, with our spatula, we just break that bond all the way around between the glass and the rubber. And as you can see, we've already got movement here. So what we're going to do is just walk all the way around, just breaking that bond so we get the movement between the body sorry, the glass and the rubber. Just to break that bond, which means eventually the glass, sorry, will just pop. Hopefully not pop, but pop out of this rubber seal. How you doing over there, Lou?
Yeah, not bad. It's getting quite supple.
So we have got plenty of movement there. It might be an idea just to go and grab some of that soap and we'll wash it down the outside. Right, I've already started down there. Right, so what Luke's going to go and do now is get some windscreen soap, which is just a concentrated glass cleaner. And what that does is it lubricates the rubber, softens it all up, and eases passing anything between the rubber. In this case, it would be the glass. So here he is now. He's just going to wash around the outside of the Now all of this has a really high success rate. I can guarantee though, the one time that we're filming all of this is when it pops. Yeah, seem to be separated all the way around here now, Lou. A little bit tight down here. Always got to be really careful with these little tags here, which are the heated rear screen contacts. So on this corner, you reckon?
Say so.
Rubber's really soft, yeah. All we're doing with a big wide palm, just tapping onto the glass, just to help break that seal. What you got, anything?
It's not moving just yet. I think with a little bit of pressure, it might just come out.
Just to make sure all that bond is... It's not windscreen glue as such. It is just a sealing putty. And over time it gets a bit... I still think this is going to be the better way to go than trying to get that past the body. And when we do get this out, we'll show you what we mean by the size of the bond, size of the lip. Sorry. No? As soon as one part goes, it all just lifts away. Just trying to exploit that one weak area. And this is definitely preferential to trying to get a windscreen reproduction rubber to fit.
little bit of pressure on.
Want to fill a spreader in there?
Hold on.
Well, I'm getting wet inside, so we've broken the seal. That's it, if you come across the top.
As soon as you get it in like that, you can start just pressing the rubber in behind the glass, and bit by bit by bit. It gets easier and easier. And the glass just comes out.
Hopefully that picked up on the mic, Lou, you're not mic'd up.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
We'll come around the top now.
See what I'm doing?
It's only a tight one. Mind the contact. It's mostly stuck now in the bond, the sealer.
Lift a bit.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a tight one.
Try this other corner.
Yep.
That's it.
There she goes. You can see how well sealed in it is because we're now out 3 of the 4 sides and it's still holding.
Say, just give it a wiggle. There you go.
And there we go. That is how we get glass out in a rubber seal. Just take our time.
Gentle, just bit by bit.
And we're poorly prepared without a trestle now, so we're going to have to release Bo from filming duties to go and get us a trestle. So we'll call that time on getting the glass out and we'll show you the findings in there in a minute. Right, Bo's back to doing what Bo does now that the glass is on there. Glass out and we can assess what we're dealing with in here. And you can see the thickness is quite a deep lip here all the way around. And this is what we're trying to fight against because it's a thick rubber as well. So you've got best part of an inch worth of rubber that you're trying to tuck past an inch worth of flange to get it out that way. So just investigate, take your time and work out the best way of doing it. But this is why we're here. We've got this corrosion coming in through the middle of the seam here and onto here. So our next course of action, get the boot lid off, get all the boot bay trims out, mask up this big hole that we've now got leading into the cabin, grind it all back and see where we're at. We've also got, sadly, corrosion coming through here on this corner of the aperture. Now, we haven't factored in yet taking any paint into the quarter panel. So At this point, we'll stop, we'll have a chat with the owner, we'll dry this off, see where we're at. We might be able to get a repair in, because you can see here, this witness mark here is where the windscreen rubber goes. So if we can effect a repair and paint within this section, it will save us coming into the quarter panel. But anytime you put heat in there, we do risk burning this outer paint. So time now to stop and have a quick chat with the owner and see where we're going. In the meantime, though, we can carry on cleaning this up because that is the job it's here to do. So that's what we need to do. Okay, chat with owner is had, and carry on. So just briefly, the options here, I mean, there is no option here. Cut it out, put a section in. I say the option here would be to either kill it off with some fur tan because there's no holes yet, coat it with epoxy, brush a bit of paint in there and stick the screen back in. It's not correct, but it is an option. You know, if costs and so on come into play, there are no holes there yet, so we can preserve and try and hold that back as best we can. The best option, and the option the customer has gone for, is cut it out, do away with it, and if we burn into the quarter panel with the paint the quarter panel. So that's what we're cracking on with now. Now that the glass is out, I mean, we've had some really wet weather. Now the glass is out, we can allow this channel to dry out overnight, crack on with the welding in the morning. Okay, back in the booth now as metalwork repairs have been carried out. We've got Novel for classic car anti-corrosion epoxy all the way through the aperture there. Tiny little wiper levelling filler just to make sure that surface is nice and smooth. So go ahead now, get that area primed, and we will have to come into the quarter panel because, as you can see, we've burnt through the paint right in the corner here, so flick a bit of paint, a bit of primer rather onto that, which will then allow a colour blend, clear coat that rear quarter panel. So crack on now, get that into primer, moving on to the next step. All prepped up, ready to go. I just need to get masked up, suited up, then degrease it. But the repair, as you can see, is done. And then we've just come into here. So we've got to lose a little bit of colour through the top of the quarter panel. What we're also doing is a minor repair to the very back panel because there's a couple of small dents across the slam panel underneath the number plate. So I hate to say it, but while the paint's in the gun, we're just taking care of a couple of small dinks. So we're all masked out to go there. The whole side of this has been painted before, and this rear quarter has been painted before, has been painted subsequently as well, because in keying it up, because we want to lose a lacquer blend, we're just going to colour here, but to lose the colour we'll then lacquer the rear quarter and we'll blend it through the top here. And if you come down here, you'll be able to see where I've keyed it up, you can see we've already got a blend up here. So since the whole side's been painted, this rear quarter has been painted again, and that's where their lacquer blend is. So what we'll do is I'm going to take this back a bit further and we'll just lose the lacquer sort of there-ish, just after the previous lacquer blend, if all that makes sense. So I will now glove up, suit up, blow down, degrease, get some colour on, get this job finished off, get it all fitted back up, and pop a windscreen back in, because we're good at that. out of the booth late last night, in fact. So all coloured up. So we've got a nice little colour blend down in there, which under these lights doesn't look too fantastic, but it is. I think I'm just casting a shadow over it. So yeah, we've just got a really light blend in through here, which you probably would have seen on the GoPro footage. If I wasn't here on my own, I'd have a fancy little light out which will show you how good that colour match is, but I can't do everything single-handed. So there's that, and we've got the lacquer blend down through the roof here. If I can find it. I can't find it. Anyway, there is a lacquer blend there, I promise. But the fact I can't find it is a good thing. So we'll just carry on through now a few little D-nibs and a polish up. And then we put it all back together. While it's with us, we're also going to recoat the sills in a Cobra body colour. So we'll probably run through that as well. But in the meantime, we'll get the back end fitted up. Just pop the glass back in it. Move forward to completion with this one. Paint all done. We now just, rather glibly say, slip the screen back in. These Mercedes are quite well known for the fact that they leak. So it's not a bonded screen on this, as you saw earlier in the video. It is a rubber. But because I have a propensity to leak, what we're doing is, and it had been done before because there was so much gunk inside this rubber when we took it off. So rubber goes onto the glass. Lou's then going to work all the way around beading in the Sikaflex sealer, which is a waterproof sealant. So he'll bead that into the rubber here. Not bonding, but sealing the rubber to the glass. We'll then fit the chrome trims around all the way around the outside. And then what we'll also do is on the body here, right in the 90-degree V of the window aperture, we will bead all the way around there, just a small amount. We don't want it oozing out everywhere, but just lightly filling the V, the 90-degree angle, all the way around here. And then we'll be back on with the rope trick and pull the glass in. So we obviously had quite a lengthy section earlier, removing the glass. We're not going to go full camera fitting it back in again. We've done that with a Jensen last weekend, I think. So what I'll do is we'll get the GoPro set up and just follow us through popping in the screen and seeing this job through to completion. There we go, quick little job for us. As I say, we're doing less and less of these smaller jobs because we have so many big jobs. But nice little job to do for a great customer. Quite a nice little collection of cars. So yeah, we've just replaced the bumper mount, so the bumper's now square. We have recoated both the sills in Noble Cobra. I've got some footage I'll overlay now. We managed to get the proper Mercedes colour code. And the Noble Cobra, we can tint that. So we tinted that to the factory code. So that is factory finish. I know in one of these shots I've overlaid, I've got the torch shining on it, which makes it look like light grey primer. It really isn't. It's actually a really nice, very accurate colour. So we've done that. We've done the repair across here and flicked onto the top of this quarter panel here. Both sides have been painted before, and with a fresh lacquer on there, there is a bit more of a standout here. It will dull down a bit and that is pure lacquer through here. The only colour is up at this little corner here. And inside the boot here, as you would have seen, this has all been cut out and repaired. So we've got a new section in there. The underside has also been treated. We haven't just left that. So that's all been sealed over, painted in a black epoxy, and we have some wax oil in there as well. So a nice little job, just tidying up an already very tidy and rare 500 SEL. So we're heading towards the end of the year now. We'll do a little roundup video like we have done last year. BMW's nearly done. XK 150's marching forward. So we've potentially got those two videos coming up just before or over the Christmas period. So yeah, a nice little end to the year.